but the Julio Jones saga has begun and has continued, and here we are. I mean, it could happen any day. June 1st is today, right? So we're recording this on June 1st. A lot of things are going to happen now that the official league year has started. So a lot of contractual issues are going to happen. A Zach Ertz trade is supposed to be happening. A Julio Jones trade seems a lot more likely now that it is officially past June 1st.
Julio's happening. Yeah.
That was happening anyway. Let's start with, because I've not talked to you pretty much for the past week, and it was last week sometime when Shannon Sharpe calls Julio Jones on his personal cell phone while he is on TV.
Yep.
And just doesn't tell him he's on TV and says, "Hey man, what are you doing? You know, are you going to stay with Atlanta?" And he says, "No, I'm out of there. I want to go somewhere that wins." Blah blah blah. And it was this whole TV interview that he had no idea was being recorded. How fucked is that?
Shannon did him dirty.
So dirty.
He did him dirty. I mean, you at least got to let whoever you know, like, hey, you're live right now in front of X amount of people.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. Julio wouldn't have said that, because Julio's always been a guy who stays out of the spotlight, who always does it the right way, who is very, I would say, just
reserved.
Inward and reserved. Yeah, very quiet based, shows up, does his job, and that was not like Julio's. And there's nothing wrong with what Julio did. It was on Shannon for not letting him know, hey, you have an audience in front of you right now.
Do you want the entire Atlanta Falcons fan base to know this right now?
Exactly.
Like, is that how you want this to come out? It was, I found it to be incredibly disrespectful, shitty, all of these things for Shannon to just a cheap ploy to get a little bit of buzz.
I mean, known, right? Like
I don't think so, based on what one of the you know, the lady, I don't watch that show, but one of the ladies there was like, tell him that he's live. Like, she said it while he was on the phone, while they were like doing the little interview. You watch the clip and she goes, tell him that he's live, or he's live. And you literally hear Shannon right as he's about to hang it up. I feel like you could see him realize, oh shit, I never told him that he's live.
Like, and he's spilling the beans right now.
And he literally at the end, he goes, you're live, by the way. So I'll see you. We're going to let you go. And click. I mean, dude, it was so. But did you watch the full clip?
No,
you didn't watch.
I need to go back and watch it.
Yeah, the full clip is so sad.
You could almost like see the awkwardness in the room.
Oh man, yeah, no, it was weird. I probably should have put it up. Like I said, we didn't spend a whole lot of time preparing this one. But yeah, I probably should have said it was a weird one. Definitely go listen to the whole thing. Don't just listen to like the clip of an interview. It was not an interview. It was. I mean.
It was a fly on the wall conversation.
Yeah, exactly. So I thought it was kind of shitty, but here we are. He's out of there. We know that, and it makes sense for Atlanta to move on, to be able to pay their guys. Where do you want to see him to go? You know, what are the things that you've heard the most? And then I want to give you something that I mentioned to you right before we started recording, and I want to break. I want to give you my little theory.
Where should he go that would be the best fit? A place that I am terrified that he should go, a place that would also make their quarterback happy, would be Green Bay. Mm-hmm. I think if you're the Packers, and hopefully you have come to terms now that you are the bad guys in this relationship with Aaron Rodgers, you have shown up time and time again to not give him the weapons. I think one of the best ways you can do it is to get him the weapon in Julio Jones. He is a phenomenal weapon, still has it all. Him and Devontae Adams would pair off great.
Wow.
It'd be scary. It would be beyond scary to think that teams would have to try to stop that. No. The Chargers is another one that I like. Yeah. That would really help out the young arm and Justin Herbert, who's looking to avoid the sophomore slump and really take his, I mean, some people are already saying he's a top 10 quarterback.
I think he's up there, yeah.
Yeah.
He's certainly in that conversation.
That's not even when you look at it like age-wise. They're saying just based on 1 year alone, next year, he is a top 10 quarterback. Yeah. So, and he's talented, very talented. Why not go out there and get that? I've seen them in the market for it. Seattle came out of nowhere.
That one doesn't make sense to me still.
I don't think that's going to be the move either. That one doesn't make any sense.
I look at Seattle, I'm like, okay, you got DK, you got Lockett, and I know they could use another piece. But could you like Julio is another piece? I don't know. That one didn't make a whole lot of sense to me. It makes sense why Russell would want it. It makes sense why the players would want it. Obviously, I mean, it seems like a lot of people want to go play with Russell. I mean, that makes sense to me.
Why not?
Yeah, but I don't see that from a football standpoint. Though the team I'm surprised you didn't mention yet is they're in our backyard.
I was about to. Yeah, I was about to mention the backyard one in the Tennessee Titans, and I'm going to mention why I think it sounds so good. It sounds really, really good, but Titans fans, pump the brakes. I'll let you know. I'm all for it. I want Julio to come to Tennessee because I think it would be a phenomenal move for the Titans. They don't normally do that kind of thing. And for John Robinson, who misses on a lot of first-round picks,
Mm-hmm.
for me, I'm okay with them getting rid of a first. I know they've already had talks about that being the second-round pick, going for Julio. That's fine, and your wide receiver room looks atrocious. You've lost a lot of pieces, and in the areas where they were supposed to go get some, they haven't yet. So it all lines up to get Julio. But I'm just wondering who's going to get fed. How does it work in this offense where you run Derrick Henry?
Yeah.
He is the focal point of this offense, and you have a Tannehill who's more of a play-action-based role.
For sure.
I
get what you're
Julio's
saying.
leaving Matt Ryan, who is a really good quarterback, better than Ryan Tannehill.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if Julio's happiness would be in Tennessee.
Man, I don't. To me, there's.
You seem surprised. You think I take that?
Yeah,
right?
no, I definitely didn't. I mean, I pulled up their depth chart right here. You look at their wide receiver depth chart specifically. After AJ Brown, you got Josh Reynolds this past year from the Rams. Okay, great. You got Chester Rogers. You got Des Fitzpatrick. You drafted in the 4th round. You got Nick Westbrook, who was an undrafted free agent last year. You got McMahon. Rickay, a 6th rounder. Yeah. Like, there's nobody.
No,
there's nobody after AJ Brown.
Need Julio. They desperately need him. I'm looking at this from a Julio stance on...
Why would you not want to go to the team that's made it... I mean, once the AFC Championship 2 years ago and made it to the playoffs 2 years in a row. I mean,
but they're a play-action run-first team, though. Yes, if that is his goal, he wants to win.
Okay,
and A.J. Brown has said all the right things.
I mean, you can't tell me that there's not... there is certainly a role to be had there with A.J. Brown on the other side and Derrick Henry getting the ball. I understand the run first, but I still think... I would still think he gets 15 to 20% of targets, or right off the bat from day one, pretty much.
You would hope, but
and AJ Brown even said, "I'll take the back seat."
He even mentioned AJ Brown's fine with going for 500 because I really think
AJ Brown loves him.
One of them is going to get pinned from about 500 to 1,000 yards.
Man, I do think the Titans' offense could handle 2,000-yard receivers. I do think it could.
They are capable of doing that. Do I think that they want to do that? No, we know the Titans want to play football.
I get that. I'm gonna look up what Corey Davis and AJ Brown did last year. I'm just kind of curious.
That's fine. I know that the Titans. I mean, because like you said, it's AJ Brown and who was the other one? Chester Rogers
Reynolds. I mean, Josh Reynolds.
That's what it was. No, Julio is a massive upgrade from anyone else on that team, even close. Even AJ Brown. Julio Jones is better. Yeah. Julio Jones is a phenomenal weapon. They need him. I want it to happen. I'm looking at it from just the way that the team plays, though. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying, look, A.J. Brown got 1,075 yards last year. Corey Davis got 984.
He did. That was also Corey Davis' best year.
Oh, of course. Yeah. But A.J. Brown right now is better than Corey Davis' best year. Period.
Yeah, for sure.
A.J. Brown right now, I would say he's even better than A.J. Brown. I mean,
so it would be safe to assume that the Titans
they could both hit 1,000.
Ryan Tannehill is a 3,500-yard passer.
Yeah,
I think that's fair. That's
consistently.
Exactly, very consistently. I think he's right around 35.
38 in 2020.
They can support 2,000 yards. I get it. I want to see it happen. I'm just worried that it would just take. I think there might be some growing pains there. I really do.
Okay.
I really do. I want to see it happen. John Robinson sucks with those late first-round picks anyways. Get rid of him. It's okay. Get rid of the second.
Oh, I don't think he'll be a first. I do think he's going for a second.
I would be willing, as a Titans fan, I would be okay with letting go of a first for Julio Jones.
Okay. I don't know if I would. I don't think I would tell any team to get rid of a first for Julio right now. As you got 3 years left, probably 3 or 4 years.
You can't switch it up on me though.
Okay. Go ahead. Well, I'm saying 3 or 4 years of prominent, really good play. Right. That's what I'm expecting. Yeah. And the injury situation is there, right? Like he's had injury issues
this past year.
I don't know. You give up a first for that. I would certainly give up a second. I think a second, any team, even if you're expected to draft early second, I would be fine giving up a second. Which obviously Julio doesn't want to go to a team that's drafting early second.
Yes,
but I would, if I'm the Titans. A second is gone. They got it. Dylan Radness in the second. I would trade Dylan Radness for Julio Jones.
Gone.
Right?
It's not even a question. That's what I'm saying. For the first, though, you showed the.
You're saying you're willing to give up more than I am. Okay.
Because you said you've recognized the need on the Titans right now is wide receiver. They did not attack that in any way in free agency nor the draft, in my opinion, in ways that they could have.
Yeah. Yeah, they got Des Fitzpatrick in the 4th. Exactly. That's not special.
Julio is the move right now for this team. I'm just saying I am a little standoffish by it. It just sounds too good to be true, man. Every time that I get hyped up behind what the Titans have and what they look like.
Yeah. It does feel like one of those things.
Every time that it's their year to take it, they will drop the ball.
Okay, fair enough.
We'll see, though.
I want to bring up one more team that I love the idea of, and the Bills, that what they did today makes me think, ooh, let's think about that for a second. The Bills converted all but $990,000 of Stephon Diggs' contract into signing bonus. So they opened up just over $11 million in salary cap for this year. That's going somewhere.
Well, and you got to think, who was the last wide receiver that they traded for a first-round pick?
Stephon Diggs, yeah.
Uh-huh. It shows that it works. And for Buffalo, that is the match that I want to see.
Man, that would be ridiculous.
Stephon Diggs, Josh Allen, and Julio Jones.
And you got to think they lost Brown last year.
Yes.
You look at their wide receiver core. They have a very up and coming Gabriel Davis, who obviously 4th round pick in 2020 showed some spark. Could be really good. You got Cole Beasley in the slot. Beyond that, nothing really there. Like, there's nobody else that you think is stepping up. Maybe a Duke Williams who has shown some sparks here and there. Yeah. I know you're a big fan of Isaiah Hodgins. Like, I'm just going down the roster. It's Stephon Diggs and Cole Beasley, and that's about it. You might be comfortable with Gabriel Davis right now, but you can't tell me the upgrade wouldn't be there. I mean,
the upgrade
is ridiculous,
not even
right?
Close. Yeah, Julio. This is a team that can go to the championship game and then push the Titans even. I think the Bills are built better than the Titans.
This is a team I would not have a problem if this team said, fuck it, we'll give up a first. We think the first could be the 32nd pick in the draft.
Exactly.
I mean, I think if they're looking like that,
though, that's why if you really think that you were that piece away, I think this team is closer than the Titans are, and we're talking it's close. The Titans are a playoff caliber football team.
Yeah.
But the Bills are a window wide open football team, ready to start their dynasty. I think the Bills
with one more year before they have to pay him.
Yes.
One more year before they have to pay Josh Allen, and things get tricky after that.
Yeah, then you got to start balancing some books. Josh Allen's going to want to re-up and be in that Mahomes deal.
Oh, he's going to be, yeah.
As he should.
Yeah.
But like you said, shoot your shot.
Go for it.
And when you shoot your shot, it's measured in Lombardies, man. That's it.
Yeah, and I mean, man, wouldn't that be exciting? So I like that one a whole lot. I don't know. I'm going to look up there's. Do you have any other teams? Will I just look up their cap situation as a whole right now?
The Colts.
The Colts are an interesting one as well.
I heard the Colts a lot. It's a good fit. The Colts have had a lot of. They've spent a lot of time trying to bring in young wide receivers though, throughout the draft, and the second, third rounds is really where they target those at. And some of them have hit. Paris Campbell, we've seen the injuries. Michael Pittman looks like a for sure thing so far going forward.
I like Michael Pittman a lot. You mentioned it. Yeah, I do agree for sure.
The Colts are one. The Eagles, I've seen the Eagles mentioned a lot just because how lackluster their wide receiver core is historically for the past few years. But Julio wants to go somewhere he wants to win now. And I'm sorry, Philadelphia fans, I don't think you're winning now.
Yeah.
No. You got a long way to go. Y'all are...
Yeah, I absolutely agree. I can't find how much cap space they have now. I'm looking.
That move though does raise your eyebrows with the Bills.
Dude, it does.
I haven't heard the Bills get mentioned yet.
Yeah.
But both of us said early on that we wanted to see them make a move for a top end wide receiver, or we want to see them make a trade for someone. I mean, I mentioned weeks ago that I wanted to see Odell Beckham get moved. To the Bills just for that.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, he goes back to New York. It's not the ideal New York team that you want to go to, but you're still in New York.
Yeah, no, exactly. Oh, man, that's interesting. So there's some interesting spots. You think it's going to happen, though, right?
Julio is 100% on the move.
He's going.
And if I had to put my money where my mouth is and say where he lands, he's going to the Tennessee Titans.
Okay, so instead of where he lands, put your money where your mouth is. What's he going to go for?
I think he's going to go to the Titans for a second and a third round pick.
Okay, I was thinking second and fifth.
Yeah, that's fair. That's
where I was at. So, okay, we're in the same ballpark. I'm
hoping that the Titans recognize that they may need to do the overpay just a tad to make sure you get him, because what happens for the Titans when you miss out on Julio?
Yeah, well, I get the part of the thing for me is like the reason I don't think he's getting a first. The reason I think the Falcons are going to be underpaid for Julio based on what Julio's value is because you got to pay him the second highest wide receiver contract.
Yeah.
I mean, that's real. That's a real thing, especially this year. So
almost in a way, the team is doing the Falcons a favor by getting that contract off their hands.
And Julio has some power here. Julio has some control. He's not just going to go. He's not going to go to the bottom half of the NFL. He's been on the aside from the 1 year they went to the Super Bowl, he's been on a bad Falcons team. Really, I mean, honestly, and it's been rough. His defense has let him down for years now. So like he's probably going to be looking for a team.
I really don't want to be about that Tannehill slander. I really don't. I like Tannehill. He's a Tannehill's
a top 15 quarterback in the NFL.
He's good.
He's good enough.
Packers, no.
Yeah, not even close.
Seattle, no.
Not even close, yeah.
Chargers, debatable.
Yeah,
I would rather have
Herbert. Herbert's much better, yeah.
Okay,
I would.
Buffalo.
Much better than Tannehill, yeah. I said top 15. He's an average quarterback in the NFL.
But it just so happens that the other teams that we're hearing in this conversation have
Superstars.
Elite superstar quarterback play, not just
really good.
You know, serviceable. Yeah, serviceable. Tannehill's better than that. He's a good quarterback.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I completely agree. All right, let's move. Let's switch focus here.